Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of TLG Live. Hope you guys didn't miss me. I was on vacation last week, so wasn't able to do one last week. But yeah, welcome back to me. Anyways, this week I wanted to answer the question: should you do a blind pool offering? Is a blind pool offering right for you? So, those of you that are not familiar with types of offerings, blind pool offering is basically just raising a bunch of money blindly, as the name suggests, right? So, you do a fund, right? You raise money in a fund without any specific properties in mind, without any specific properties identified, without any specific properties under contract, right? You're raising money blindly, as opposed to a specific offering where you have one or a few properties under contract identified that you're going to acquire these properties. This is your plan. um, it's definite, right? That you know the addresses, you have pictures to show your investors, you have financial models, you have a lot of more information about the properties, or you have information about the properties that you can show investors, versus a blind pool where you don't have specific properties to show investors. But what you can do is say, oh, these are the types of properties that we're going to acquire. This is our business plan, or these are some of the properties we've acquired in the past, and this is our plan to do so with this fund, this blind pool fund. So why would you want to do a blind pool? Well, number one reason is it makes deployment of investor funds much quicker and easier, right? So you raise the money initially, you have a big pool of money from your investors, and then you find a property, and bam, that like that you could acquire it, right? You could make an all cash offer if you really wanted to. You don't have to, get the property under contract, do all the due diligence, and then raise all the money and then acquire the property like you would do on a normal specified offering, a normal specified syndication, right? With a blind pool, you have all the investor funds raised beforehand, and you can go out and find properties and buy them very, very quickly. So it's great for that, right? If that is your plan, that's the reason why you would do a blind pool offering. Biggest drawback, though, is sometimes it's harder to raise money from investors if you are doing a blind pool offering, especially if you've never done one before, and doubly, especially if you don't have experience in raising money before, right? So imagine if you were an investor and someone came up to you and said, hey, I have this offering, I'm going to raise a bunch of money. Um, I don't really know what properties I'm going to acquire, but here's my business plan. Oh, by the way, this is my first time doing it. Um, you would be a little hesitant to invest in that type of deal, wouldn't you? So it's definitely not for everybody. You definitely need a track record, not only in investing in certain or similar types of deals and properties, but in just raising money in general, right? So if you've never raised money before, you should probably not do a blind pool offering, right? So who is it for? It's people with a track record who've acquired properties either from themselves or in previous syndications, people with experience in raising money, and can show investors. Yes, I know, Nori. I know. Yes, I know you're not ready. Um, so it's people who could show investors like this is what I've done before. Invest in me. I don't have a definite property in mind, but you've seen what I've done before, and this is what I'm going to do for this blind pool offering. So, should you do a blind pool offering? If you're inexperienced, if you've never syndicated a deal before, definitely not. If you've done multiple deals before and you're looking at a new way to a new acquisition strategy, right? This is a new acquisition strategy for you. Instead of finding deal by deal and syndicating each deal by deal as it comes to you, you're going to raise a big fund and purchase multiple properties in this fund for your investors. And the added advantage of that is uh, what's it called? It's like a portfolio of properties for your investors. So it kind of reduces the risk overall, right? So that's one of the selling points that you could tell to your investors is, hey, you could alleviate some of the risks by investing in this blind pool offering because we're going to go out and acquire multiple properties. Anyways, that was the answer to the question, should you do a blind pool offering? Depends how experienced you are, basically. Thanks for tuning in. Today is Thursday. I believe that means we got another episode of TLG Talks. This week is John Bollinger. John has been a longtime client of ours within Lifestyles, one of our Lifestyles clients, but he's done a crazy amount of deals recently. I won't give away too much. I hope they talk about that kind of in the interview, but anyway, it's going to be a great interview. Great. Gene's always a great interviewer. So tune in noon Pacific time today on our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us here on Facebook or go to our website, trowbridgelawgroup.com. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week.